Hello, I'm Rocky Gilbert, Operations Chief for the Great Basin team, here to give you your update for the Swan Lake and Caribou Lake fires. Starting on the Swan Lake fire, we had about a half-inch of rain across all of the fire over the last 24 hours. That's obviously made for some very reduced fire behavior. One of the things to keep in mind is that the fire duff layers are very, very dry, so just the top 1 or 2 inches of the soils have been wet. The remaining part of the duff layers are still dry, very deep down underneath where the fire is burning. We've combined division, so we have one division supervisor basically over all of what we've been calling Division Charlie, which is the Swanlakefire Lake Loop Road and all of the recreation area. We still have crews working in there. They're starting to do a little bit of what we call rehab work, so they're cutting some trees along the roads, trying to make that road system safe for us to be able to open it up sometime in the future. They're also opening up some of the trails that have had some fire burn across them, specifically the engineer cabin trail they've been working on the last couple days. And we've had about 5 folks camped out at the Erosion Bay cabin, making sure that stays safe from the fire. But again, they received rain out there last night, and they'll be bringing those folks back in by boat today. Over on the east side of the fire, where we've been working around Cooper Landing, same thing. We've had crews yesterday were up on that line, up in the Surprise Creek area, doing some work on the Surprise Creek Trail, trying to make it so it can be opened back up sometime in the future, and doing what we call hot spotting, so finding areas of heat and kind of digging those areas up in plans for the rain coming through and putting moisture on those areas. So again, there was about 60 people up in there yesterday, working hard, trying to get this stuff mopped up. Over on the north side of the highway, we still had 2 crews that were up here, up in the Resurrection Trail area, working around where those cabins were, Trout Lake and Juneau Lake. They finished their hand line work in there, and now they're working on putting in the hose lays so they can start spraying water and trying to put out this edge to a place where it'll no longer be a threat to Cooper Landing. They also continued to work on the Fuller Lake Trail. We're starting to do what's called backhaul, so stuff that is not deployed out on the fire. We're trying to get those supplies back into our camp so they can eventually be sent back to the cache. The structure group inside of Cooper Landing, they're continuing to just fine-tune the stuff that they've put in there. All the sprinkler systems are still in place. They're just working on how they can make that plan a little bit better. And they finished up with a little bit of contingency line work that they've been doing on the south side of the fire. So things are looking really good all across the fire. Again, the half-inch of rain has helped us with efforts. However, there is still a lot of dry duff down in there that the fire will continue to burn. I want to move over to the Caribou Lake fire now. So on the Caribou Lake fire, we still have 1 hotshot crew, so roughly 20 people plus a couple of overhead supervisors. They've been pulling all of the hose on that fire the last 2 days and putting them in cargo nets. Those nets will be picked up by a long line off the bottom of a helicopter and be eventually flown back out to the helibase down there by Homer. There's roughly 16 cargo nets of backhaul that they're doing, and they're hoping to have that all done by the end of shift today, and then that hotshot crew would also be coming out this evening, and then we would hopefully be able to put that in patrol status by the end of shift today. That's your update.
Thanks, Rocky.